Hi, Ida.
Hello.
Hi, Ida. I was so excited. I talked through the lovely recording person. Right, precious Ida, you've got another question for me. What is it?
It's
like countdown.
I do. I would like to understand a bit more in detail. I understand a bit of it, but I'd like to understand a bit more in detail how physical pain can link with emotional pain and spiritual pain, because one of the things that I see a lot of you doing in the memberships is somebody will come to you with a physical ailment of some sort, but you kind of cover all bases when you go through the consultation with them, so to speak. So I'd like to understand a little bit more about how those three things can link.
Okay, right. So every single one of us, in the way that I was taught, have mind, body, and spirit accounts, energetic accounts, if you want to look at it that way. Yeah. So one of my most favorite teachers called us energetic accountants. And he gave us many, many lessons on accounts. So instead of being your tax account or your household account or your fun account or whatever, yeah, there are many money coaches out there that teach the importance of separating your accounts, okay? And I love the ones that teach that it's really important to have a regular fun account, yeah, because in the same way as an integrated practitioner, I am always assessing the levels of energy that you have in each account. So you do have a mind account, but mind in our way of looking at people is in every single aspect of your body. It isn't just in your mind. I think Western people think of their minds as kind of in their brains. Yeah. And then you have your physicality, your jacket, your organs and how they're functioning. Yeah. And then you also have your spirit, your essence. So one of the things that I've had the privilege of doing is working a lot with people when they're dying. And the extraordinary privilege of doing that is that you can actually literally experience the essence of Catherine, the spirit of Catherine, leaving the jacket, leaving the body. Yeah. So we all have mind, body, and spirit. And one of the things you've seen me often do with some of the members is sometimes we, the most important thing is we listen and we hear and we witness where someone's at in their reality. And then we also, I'm listening to what people aren't necessarily saying. And we often ask, you know, so if you have a scale 1 to 10, what's the pain levels? And they'll go 8. And so I will attempt, if they give me permission to, but only if they give me permission to, because one of the things that we do that's very different is we never try to fix people. Yeah. People don't necessarily need fixing. They need loving, they need attention, they need witnessing, they need validating. So that all from the get-go makes us different. And then if they are at a point where they want things to shift, then what you've watched me do is I will go to the fastest route, which I attempt to work out. And often the fastest route is actually asking someone to go deeper into what they're feeling. So the other day, without breaking anyone's confidentiality, someone said, because what I encourage people to do is just own their feelings. Yeah. So we started a session the other day and we had someone that was sad, angry. They can also use any word that describes how they are. Someone said they were detached. So there were a whole lot of words, yeah, but each word meant something different to each person. Now, the sad person, I said, would you like me to interact with that? Would you like me to ask you further questions? Now, this lady on this particular occasion said, yes, I really would. Because even you asking me that makes me feel as if I am important. And I said, well, you know how important we think you are. And she said, yes. However, when I'm this sad, I don't feel very important and I feel very powerless. Yeah. So then, because she used the word powerless, I asked her about what did it feel like to feel powerless. Now, as she began to describe how powerless she felt, and there wasn't an in-depth story, there was just her going into the feelings. She started crying, and the whole group actually came forward and loved her and accepted her in her sadness. They accepted her as much then as if she was happy, let's say.
Yeah.
And we just, in a way, just held her.
Yeah.
And we just let her have her feelings. Now, probably it took, the whole exercise probably took 3 to 6 minutes. Now, without rushing her at all, at the end of that expression, we then asked her whether she wanted to tell us how she was doing. And she said, my pain levels have gone from maximum to minimum. So that is just a sign of how important it is for people to feel validated and emotionally to respond to the pain that we do live with or the struggles that we live with. It's appropriate to be sad or frustrated or angry. And very often we're living in a society where we're just not allowed any of that. We have to be manically positive all the time, which is a huge strain on the body. So one of the things that makes an integrated practitioner so different is that we will be tracking emotionally what's going on. And with chronic illness in particular and chronic conditions, you can be really well, but you can have chronic financial issues, or you can have chronic illness that you're looking after in other people, or you can have the word chronic, actually, it encompasses a lot of what happens in our lives. Yeah. So emotions will come up, and then where do they go in today's society if we're supposed to be positive all the time? And we don't have positive, we don't have negative, we just have our feelings. So does that slightly answer that question?
It does, and it's kind of fascinating for me. When I started with you, I didn't realize how much the paying attention to the emotional could actually affect my physical, because I had chronic pain for as long as I could remember, and it was just getting significantly worse. And coming into the membership and working with you and having just the basics of having my emotions around that met and understood and being able to talk about it was almost like I'd been this super tensed in my whole body, and it caused me even more pain. And then as soon as I had that response from you and even from the members, it was almost like I could immediately relax, and I could then look at it from a completely different perspective as well. I could then actually go, well, this is what's causing this, and this is what's causing that, and you could start to learn how to see the links between the physical and the emotional and even the spiritual to a certain degree. If you're into that sort of stuff, it's really, really fascinating, and I'm still learning about it still now.
Ida, I'm still learning. I'm going to end this interview with telling you a lovely story. This one of our favorite teachers used to come regularly because my training took 9 years, so we got to know him quite well. And he used to come in regularly. He used to say, when you stop bouncing into your clinics or to your work with joy and fun and really knowing what an adventure this is, when you stop having this extraordinary sense of privilege and humility, then that is the time to stop working with people. So I don't think there's a day, even my tough days, I wake up and you know that most of the time I'm sort of buzzing with the adventure and fun of actually being alive. Now, this podcast is going to regularly show people actually what fun it is to be alive. And with our challenges, life is full of challenges, but there aren't many places that you can go and actually unravel the equipment that we have in ourselves.
Yeah.
So, Ida, I've loved these questions. No doubt over the coming months, you'll pop on with me and ask me another question. You're relevant. So thank you, precious Ida. Take care.
Thank you very much. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.